heard the word ART? Well, I'm not talking about art that we would see in a museum. I'm talking about active release technique. Hey everyone, it's Dr. Heather, your virtual sports chiropractor, and if you haven't heard yet, I've created 27 tips for runners on injury prevention. Over the course of the next 27 weeks, you'll be able to catch all 27 tips right here on the channel. But if you want to grab the complete guide, click the link down below that I've left you in the description box. Now, again, these tips are in no specific order, but I want to get started with tip number 14 today, which is active release technique. So now, this is something I've been using in my practice probably since grad school, and I've found it extremely effective when working with extremity injuries. And extremity injuries are essentially our limbs, okay? So we have our spinal issues, which deal with our spinal column, and then we have our extremities, which are our limbs. Because I am somebody who does work a lot more with athletes, I tend to work with hips, knees, ankles, shoulders, and wrists versus actually dealing with the spine. Now, ART focuses on using a lot more kind of trigger point therapy. So what does that really mean? It means we're applying pressure into usually the joint surface, belly of the muscle, then we're bringing that joint through its range of motion, trying to really kind of break down the tissue and allow for proper firing patterns to happen. Now, again, if you caught last week's video on the Graston technique, some of these soft tissue techniques like Graston, like ART, can be a little uncomfortable to having done on yourself, just simply because of pain tolerance. So if you're somebody who can't really handle a lot of pressure, deep tissue massage, these techniques might not be initially for you, but I would say they are highly effective. So if you don't mind kind of grinning and bearing it just for a little bit while the practitioner goes ahead and utilizes these techniques, you're going to notice a great improvement in your overall performance and a quicker healing time when you're recovering from that injury. Now, the other thing is that with art, so with active release, this is a great way to accelerate your healing time. Given the fact that if we can go ahead and break down that tissue, if we can increase blood flow, neurological flow, and lymph flow to the area, we can really promote more healing, and then we can go ahead and start doing all those rehab exercises that we need to do to really promote strength training back in that injured area. So again, like I said, both Graston and art are two great techniques that a lot of chiropractors will use in office, but also a lot of PTs will use in office as well. So I would highly recommend that you look for somebody as well who is certified with the art technique, who has gone to some of the seminars, maybe has gotten that certification, and really understands how to use it for rehabilitation of injuries, because you're going to find it very beneficial. The other thing is too that I've found with using art in my practice is simply the fact that a lot of times, even if my runners just have some tight muscles, I can use art to really enhance some of the stretches that we're going to do passively. Now, if you recall, one of the videos we did initially was on stretching, both active, passive, and resisted. Now, with passive stretching, we talked about that being an external force. So what I can do here is with the art technique, I can push into the belly of the muscle. I can then use some passive stretching to really go ahead and again, send that neurological signal up to the brain, to allow for that muscle to completely relax, to enhance a little bit more flexibility and mobility to that joint area. And again, these are just some things that we can do to prevent injuries, but also to increase our healing time. And again, guys, like I said, art is a great technique that you can use, but not every practitioner does it. So you do want to go with somebody who has been actually certified with this technique. And if you have specific questions or you're unsure of somebody in your area who uses art, please go ahead, drop those comments down below. I'm happy to do some investigation with you guys and see if we can't find somebody in your area locally. And you can catch all the 27 tips right here on the channel every single week. I'm Dr. Heather, your virtual sports chiropractor, and I'll catch you in the next video.